Welcome back to the channel. And today's little ditty, we're going to be covering Canny Valley SSD StormShield. If you don't know, the spawn point is the same practically as the Endurance, except you can't go out as far until after your StormShield has started. But the placement's the same. The block off you're going to need for both would be here. The cones, heavy block off, this block off hill, and then just go ahead and block off the block off on the block off over here. And once you fully upgrade that, that'll stop the enemies from wanting to go that way. And the slinger wall we're going to have is going to be one tile off the ground. Because of the angle of the spawn point, this is the only height you need for your slinger wall, because the slingers will want to walk inside your tunnel before trying to throw. So as long as you kill them when they get to this point right here, then you're 100% fine. So in the pathing, we're just going to have them go up 3 blocks. This trap tunnel is going to be damaged, and it's going to be pretty much identical. It can be identical on both sides. We're just going to come in 3 blocks, and the reason why we're going in 3 blocks is because of the wall darts has a range of 3 blocks, and that's the main trap. Some of the block off we're going to need for this amplifier is over here. You can put a cone on this if you like, and we're also going to have our slinger wall connected to this, which should be even with this wall over here, which we're going to have to add an extra tile to connect it temporarily if it's not connected to something. And it's just going to be 4 tiles from that point. 4 or 5 or 6, whatever you prefer. 4 will usually work. Except the block off we're also going to need. We're going to have to cone and completely square in these same squares right here, even with this hill. And this will prevent them from wanting to come into this corner once they come through our other block off. And we're going to have basically 4 cones and squares all the way across there, right to the point of our pathing tunnel, like so. And then we're going to have 3 more cones over here in the middle of the spawn. This will also detour them and make them want to completely go around it. And then we're going to have a couple walls 1 block away from that tile over there. Yeah, and that's the block off you need for the south side and the west side. And that's also the pathing. And now we're going to add the ceiling. This is going to be for our traps. We're going to have some ceiling electrics. Depending on your trap level, you can extend this tunnel one or 2 more, depending on how much traps is necessary for your trap level, if you don't have max level traps yet. And the traps I'm using, we're going to start out with this freeze trap. If you don't know, the freeze trap freezes them, where you can do a little extra damage when you crit and so forth when they're frozen. And we're just going to pepper them with the 3 range wall darts, and this will be the burst section. And then by the time they get to the end of the tunnel, you're gonna have to we're gonna have to have some way to kill smashers. So we're going to add the dynamos lining the tunnel through. The one wall on the end has to be a window wall that prevents the enemies from wanting to smash it. And then we're going to have 3 ceiling electric fields to help with the congestion of the husky assassin husks. Then for the smashers and the husky husks, we're going to add 1 ceiling zapper like that. I'll block this one off just to make sure that they'll always want to walk through this tunnel so they can get an extra little damage. If necessary, you can add, you can just extend it a couple more tiles. The freeze traps will count as their CC counter. And this tunnel over here is the better tunnel because you have more room to play around with on this one. You have about 5 or 9 tiles if you want, depending on how you want to make your tunnel. This is we're just gonna have a straightforward tunnel because the level of my traps are up to that point, and just we're gonna go ahead and fill in that wall like this, like a little zigzag wall temporarily. And we're gonna have to have a wall, 1 tile away from there for our extra wall dart damage. The first wall needs to be a window. This second wall can be, it's optional. But this first wall has to be a window because that'll prevent the enemies from wanting to punch on that 1 tile, because of the hit points of the window tile is higher than the tile of a half wall. So they'll want to not do it like that. And then we're going to zigzag the wall darts at the end of it, and just place your wall darts on our single tiles across from our tunnel. And like I said before, if you only have low level traps, you can always just place more ceiling electrics or whatever you need. And if you're unaware, if you're solo, you can use 8 defenders. And if you started, oh, that's wrong. So we're just gonna fill this up with dynamos, and just like that. And the wall dynamo is this one, but you can use whatever wall dynamo you prefer. It's yeah. And if you do have a problem, you can always add a couple extra tiles to your amp. And then our ceiling electrics are going to be right along here. And believe it or not, this amp on home base at Canny does not have a high chance of propane problems, because more than likely on the random waves, this doesn't get hit as often as, say, the other amps surrounding home base. And ceiling electrics with 2 ceiling zappers like that. And yeah, and that right there is all you need for your storm shield on Canny Valley. And I really hope this helps. I do appreciate everyone who watched all this. Consider subscribing.